Giants baseball on Comcast Sportsnet, part of the NBC Sports Group.
Today's matchup features two of the top strikeout artists in the game. Tim Lincecum and Steven Strasburg are masters of the punch-out. And in a twist, it will be Lincecum playing the role of the veteran, who has to take on the up-and-coming flamethrower 4 years younger than him. It's Lincecum, Strasburg, next. Day baseball here at AT Park. Beautiful weather to wrap up the final game of this three-game series, Nationals and Giants. Hi again, everybody. I'm Dwayne Kuiper. Alongside me is John Miller. We'll touch on the Melky situation here in a minute. But first, John, what a great matchup, Strasburg and Lincecum.
We were all looking forward to it for several days, and that may still be the story that we walk away from the ballpark talking about, the great matchup and how it played out. But for right now, all that's on anybody's mind, Melky Cabrera suspended for 50 games for violating Major League Baseball's joint drug prevention and treatment program. So, a stunning development. And where the Giants go from here in terms of their lineup, who knows? It's ironic because last night, for the first time, they had all of their hitters arrayed in that lineup together, with Pablo returning, with Melky and Buster and Hunter Pence. But now, after one day, Melky's gone. Hunter Pence becomes an even bigger acquisition than maybe any of us ever realized. And so that is good. And if Pablo can stay healthy, maybe they're still in good shape. But how they go from here, what the roster development will be in the future, we don't know. But for now, no Melky.
Gregor Blanco in the lineup today in place of Melky Cabrera. When we come back, Amy G is going to have a visit with a couple of big wheels, Ted Griggs and Mario Alioto, right after this.
Giants baseball on Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area is brought to you by AT&T, the nation's largest 4G network. AT&T, rethink possible. And by Toyota. Check out the great deals at your local Toyota dealer today.
Well, your San Francisco Giants had a great bounce-back win last night. Madison Bumgarner threw a complete game, and today a little day game at AT&T Park, and we got a rubber match going on. But first, this is what it's all about. Welcome back to AT&T Park. I'm Amy Gutierrez, and joining me is Ted Griggs, who's the president of Comcast Sportsnet, and Mario Alioto. You are a senior vice president with the Giants, and people are well aware, because I've been saying it on the air, that the Petaluma National Little League team will be competing in the Little League World Series. They won the Western Regional, and it's big news around here. And travel costs for the families are huge. The players are paid for, but the parents aren't. And I think Ted Griggs has a pretty cool announcement to make for some of those parents that might be watching.
Yeah, we spoke to the chief fundraiser, Troy Sanderson, this morning, and between Comcast Sportsnet, the San Francisco Giants, and the Oakland A's, the two teams in the Bay Area and the station that brings you those teams, we're going to donate $15,000 to the Petaluma National Little League to help them to get to Williamsport.
It is such amazing news. I'm so excited. And Mario, the Giants have such a family atmosphere anyways as an organization. How important was it to the Giants to participate in getting parents there to see these kids play?
Well, look, getting to the Little League World Series is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for these kids, and it's just a shame if the parents can't be there. And, in fact, there's, 16 teams, and there's 8 from the United States, so it's a potential 2-week stay. So we want to do our part to make sure that the families are with the kids, and it could be a great time, and good luck to the... In fact, they are representing all of us so for Northern California, so we hope it all works out great for Petaluma.
All right, and it doesn't end here. You can still donate if you'd like to go on to csnbarrier.com. You can find out how to do it. For now, though, after these messages, we're going to toss it to our Comcast Sportsnet studios for an update. First pitch coming shortly.
Dugout as we get ready for baseball here at AT Park. Our game time weather is brought to you by the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk. The admission-free boardwalk is open every day. 66 degrees here at the yard. We got light winds, humidity at 63%, and it is a sunny day. All right, let's take a look at the Nationals lineup. It'll go like this. It'll be Lombardozzi in the leadoff spot, followed by Harper, then Zimmerman. LaRoche will be the cleanup hitter. Michael Morris will hit in the fifth slot. Then it's Worth, Espinoza, Suzuki, and pitching and batting ninth is Steven Strasburg. And for Tim Lincecum, he'll be making his 25th start. This will be his second start against the Nationals this year. The Nationals beat Lincecum in the beginning of July. That was one of those hot days, and Lincecum did not fare too well. But overall, 1-3 lifetime against these Nationals. But he's been pitching very well. He did lose his last start, going 7 innings in Colorado, allowing 6 hits and 3 runs. Defensively behind Lincecum, in the outfield it'll be Blanco, Pagan, and Pence. From third to first, Sandoval, Crawford, Terrio, Belt, and Buster Posey will do the catching, and Tim Lincecum on the hill. Both teams have won a game in this series. A big win for the Giants last night. With the suspension of Melky Cabrera, it's an opportunity for Gregor Blanco as he is starting in left field this afternoon. All right, sit back and enjoy this one. We got day baseball in front of a packed house, and here's John Miller.
All right, thanks, Dwayne, and once again, a very pleasant good afternoon. We have a fabulous day for a ball game today as Tim Lincecum gets ready to face Steve Lombardozzi, followed by Bryce Harper and Ryan Zimmerman. Lombardozzi has been a tough out for the Giants. The rookie second baseman, the son of a former big leaguer. And a fastball called a strike on the outside by Mike Estabrook. Official game time temperature is 66 degrees. The 1-strike delivery, and that's up and away. 1 ball and 1 strike. Lincecum has had only 1 win in his career against Washington with a 5.36 earned run average. And when he faced him back on July the 3rd in Washington, as you mentioned, Dwayne, that was his worst start of the year. Now the curveball, a beauty. Strike 2 call. Lincecum, since the All-Star break in this, his worst year as a big leaguer by far, has shown a glimmer of the old Lincecum as that changeup misses down and away. Lincecum is 3-2 with a 2.72 earned run average in 6 starts since the All-Star break. So that's a lot more Lincecum-like. 2-2 the count. That changeup and a little dribbler foul. It spun back behind the plate. 2-2.
Well, you always watch Lincecum with that first hitter to see what he's going to establish. He likes to throw a lot of fastballs in the first inning, but he is already mixing in some other pitches.
2-2 count. Change up along the right field line. Hunter Pence, no, he was well over into the gap in right center, as is usually the case for any right fielder in this ballpark, and had no chance to get to that one. So Lombardozzi, another hit. He has led off all 3 of the games, or rather the Nationals leadoff hitter in all 3 games has had a hit. Lombardozzi twice leading off the game with a hit. So there he is at first, and the batter will be Bryce Harper, the 19-year-old phenom. Harper, who has fallen upon hard times coming into this series, although he had 2 hits here on Monday night. Harper hitless last night against Madison Bumgarner. Giants got blasted here on Monday, 14-2, and bounced back with a 6-1 victory back of Bumgarner's complete game last night. Lincecum missed badly with that fastball. 1 ball, no strikes. Lombardozzi hitting leadoff, but he's not the prototype of a leadoff man. Only 3 steals for the year. There's Ryan Zimmerman, the slugging third baseman, on deck. Bright, brilliant day, a little hazy in terms of our view of the East Bay Hills. And now it's 2-0. First time out of the stretch for Lincecum. And he's missed up and out of the strike zone with each of his first 2 pitches.
Yeah, that's another thing you watch for. What's that starter going to be like the first time he is throwing out of the stretch?
That's a foul over to the Giants dugout. Threw the changeup, running away from Harper. He was out of the front foot and hit it right off the end of the bat. 2-1. Giants heading away after the game for a week-long road trip to Southern California. We'll start with 3 games over the weekend against the revitalized Padres, and then 3 head-to-head with the Dodgers next Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. And that was a good fastball. He blew it right by him. 2-2.
Well, that's a challenge. Lincecum goes right after Harper, and Harper a little tardy.
So he followed up that changeup at 83 with a 92-mile-an-hour fastball. Usually when he throws a fastball, that's his natural fastball, that 2-seamer that will tend to run away from a left-handed hitter. Back to the bag at first, Lombardozzi. Belt on the bag with him. Of course, everybody here at AT&T Park today, after the big buildup, everybody looking forward to this matchup. Lincecum and Steven Strasburg. That changeup fouled off the left field line. Out of play. It's 2-2. But since the announcement came out, maybe an hour or so before game time about Melky Cabrera's suspension, the topic of conversation has shifted a little bit, as you might expect. The Office of the Commissioner of Baseball announcing that Melky Cabrera has received a 50-game suspension without pay after testing positive for testosterone, a performance-enhancing substance in violation of Major League Baseball's joint drug prevention and treatment program. And the suspension is effective immediately. That's the announcement from the commissioner's office today. Melky made his own statement saying that his positive test was the result of a substance I should not have used, he said. I accept my suspension under the joint drug program and will try to move on with my life. I am deeply sorry for my mistake, and I apologize to my teammates, to the San Francisco Giants organization, and to the fans for letting them down. There goes Lombardozzi. Cherio, no play at second, so he throws out Harper. And Lombardozzi has been moved up with 1 away. And so Melky was very forthright. No denial, but rather accepting responsibility for his actions and apologizing.
Well, this will be a rough day. It'll be a rough 50 games for Melky Cabrera, given where the Giants are in the standings, his popularity in the clubhouse. So this is going to be a rough one for him.
So now Ryan Zimmerman, runner at second. Zimmerman, big and strong, powerful, and a fastball in there for a called strike. The umpiring alignment for today's game: Mike Estabrook back of the plate, Larry Vanover at second, Dan Bellino at third, at second, and Jerry Lane, who is the crew chief, at third. Just a little bit of a breeze, and what there is of it is blowing straight out toward San Francisco Bay. Lincecum with the spin move. Lombardozzi goes back. Lincecum's had problems throughout his career in terms of keeping a close enough eye on would-be base stealers and that sort of thing. And a fastball. He powered it right by him. That ball looked like it got a lot of the plate.
Well, watch Zimmerman, and actually away from Buster Posey's target. Probably not the spot that you want to throw Ryan Zimmerman, but Lincecum got away with it.
2 strikes to count. Zimmerman 2 for 9 in his career against Lincecum. Lincecum checks the runner again. And that fastball is lofted foul. Off to the right into the upper deck. 0-2 the count. The Giants have not replaced Melky Cabrera on the roster for this game. Already they were going with a 4-man bench in this 13-pitcher configuration. And of course, by the time they play their next game on Friday, we'll expect that they'll have made some sort of a roster move. And the strikeout of Zimmerman. Another fastball, and he got it. 2 down.
Well, he went back to that location that Buster Posey doesn't really want, but it worked. Back-to-back swing and misses for Tim Lincecum. They may have to rethink the scouting report.
Well, based on those 2 pitches with Buster on the outside corner, maybe Buster needs to set up about 1.5 feet off the outside corner.
There you go.
So now, Adam LaRoche, and he's the Nationals' RBI leader, having an excellent bounce-back season. And the changeup, 0-1. Here's the strikeout pitch of Zimmerman on our Exmo, brought to you by your local Toyota dealer. And he was late on it.
Yep. Well, the radar guns here at the ballpark right around 91, 92, but with that unique delivery that Lincecum has, there's always that deception as well.
Hides the ball well. Another changeup, another swing and a miss.
Well, he's got that pitch working.
He gave up a leadoff single to Lombardozzi, which was really just a pop-up in right field. Then Harper grounded out, and Zimmerman struck out. And now it's 0-2 to Adam LaRoche. LaRoche only 4 for 25 lifetime against Lincecum, and the fastball fouled back and out of play. 0-2. In this series, LaRoche has only the 1 hit in 8 at-bats, plus a walk, but he's knocked in 2 runs. LaRoche now with 77 RBIs for the year. Changeup, and he took that one. So he chased a couple. This one he was able to check and hold off. LaRoche with only 4 hits and 25 at-bats, a 160 batting average versus Lincecum. On the other hand, those 4 hits include 2 homers and 2 doubles. Runner in scoring position at second, 2 down. And that one into the shallow outfield, and around third, Lombardozzi, and he'll hold there. Chariot threw into the plate. Lincecum did not back up the plate. Ended up being more of a cutoff man. But fortunately, Chariot hit Buster Posey with a throw, and it did not go by him.
Well, this is the risk you play when you move that second baseman very deep and over towards the line, but give Terrio credit. At this point, he realizes he's got no chance of throwing out LaRoche, but he can't keep that runner from scoring, and that's what he did. And
Lombardozzi came hard around third base. He was thinking about scoring and then got held up at the last moment. And I think that's was in Terrio's line of vision. He hurried that ball home. Bo Porter, the third base coach, held him up eventually. And there's ball 1 to Michael Morse, powerful right-handed hitter. He had a little thumb injury that kept him out of the lineup last night on his right hand. Says it's fine today. They have a lot of big, strong guys on this Washington team. It's a very powerful team. Nationals have hit 126 home runs in 117 games. It's 2-0 to Morse. There is Jason Worth on deck. As we mentioned earlier, the Giants have not replaced Melky Cabrera on their roster, and they were going with a short roster anyway, only 4 with the 13-man pitching staff. So now they just have 2 reserve infielders and the backup catcher Hector Sanchez, and that's the entire bench.
That's it. You try to win with what you got, and that's what Bruce Bochy's got today.
So he will not be able to do a whole lot of double switching and maneuvering. 3-0, and a called strike. 3-1, and that was the 26th pitch thrown in the inning by Tim Lincecum. So it's been a high stress first inning for him. And he's in a jam. Lombardozzi at third, LaRoche at first. And he spun the slider in there. Strike 2.
Well, he's had 27 pitches to figure out if everything's working. And now on this 3-2 pitch, he's got a choice of the 4.
And he's thrown him off for a strike at various times in this inning. 3-2. LaRoche takes off from first, and the walk. And back to the fastball, missed up and away with it. And the inning goes on. 3 men on, 2 men out, and the veteran Jason Worth coming up. Worth, who returned to the lineup just recently after his broken wrist. And Worth is playing in only his 40th game of the year. He's hitting .309. And although he describes himself as being in spring training right now since his return, he has hit fairly well. 15 hits and 38 at bats since coming back from the disabled list. So if this were spring training, he'd be having an excellent spring.
Yep.
His numbers lifetime against Lincecum rather nondescript. 3 men on, 2 men out. Big early moment. And the curve in the dirt. And 84 miles an hour, more likely a sharp slider. So Lincecum is behind Jason Worth. The outfield for the Giants is straight away. Blanco in left, Pagan in center, Pence in right, and they're kind of bunched up toward the center field area, as you can see. And a fastball right in there for a strike. It's almost like he took just a little off that fastball, and maybe even a four-seamer. Did not have that. He's had a lot of movement on that normal fastball, his two-seam fastball.
Well, he couldn't afford to fall behind 2-0.
A ball and a strike to Worth. Curveball, left field, base hit. Lombardozzi scores. Here's LaRoche, and the throw cut off by Pablo, and it's 2-0 Washington. And this crowd is so quiet at AT Park because they've seen this kind of an inning unfold over and over again for Lincecum this year.
Well, look, he gives up a bloop, an infield hit, and credit Worth for staying back, at least keeping his hands back. And what this does is it just really hurts Lincecum because he thinks that he made a pretty good pitch.
In effect, he swung at a ball that he'd like for him to have swung at.
He got Worth to do what he wanted Worth to do. The problem is it fell in front of Gregor Blanco.
Dave Righetti, Giants veteran pitching coach, number 33, having paid a visit to Lincecum. Back in the dugout now, Lincecum, who has thrown 31 pitches in the inning. Now to face Danny Espinosa, the switch hitting shortstop, with 2 men on and 2 men out. 31 pitches in the inning and counting. Oh, 1. And Lincecum has had many huge pitch counts in innings almost in every game he's pitched this year. There's been one inning, if not more. 0-1 the count. That hit him. And now the bases are loaded again.
Well, one of the problems for Lincecum this year is in years prior, if things started to unravel, he could put a stop to it. And he would put a stop to it. This year, he hasn't been able to do that. He's had a lot of innings of 2, 3, 4 runs, and he just has not been able to get that last out, and it's happening again here in the first.
Lincecum has had a lot of problems in the first innings of games, and it's happening again here. There's ball 1, or rather, I beg your pardon, a called strike to Suzuki. Estabrook took a little extra time there, making the signal. Last year, Lincecum allowed 4 or more runs in a game 8 times all year, as that fastball is high. In all of his starts, all of last year, 4 times, did he give up 4 or more in a game. This year, in 2/3 of a season, that's happened 13 times. And that's evidence of what you're talking about. Lincecum seemingly was always better with men on base than otherwise in the past. Not so this year. Whacked foul as the Giants bullpen is already busy. Jose Mijares, the left-hander, has started to throw. Lincecum up to 36 pitches in the inning. 3 men on. Morse at third. Worth at second. Espinosa at first. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Kurt Suzuki, former Oakland Athletics catcher, playing in his 8th game as a National. Changeup pulled foul over to the Giants dugout and on down the line. Still 1-2. Nationals have had some injury problems this year, and still they have the best record of any team in the majors. There's Strasburg on deck. The Nationals, one of the areas where they've had injury problems, catcher. That's why they went and got Suzuki, always renowned for his handling of a pitching staff. Lincecum strikes him out. A foul tip held by Posey. But a 38-pitch nightmare. 2 runs scored. Strasburg to the mound.
Up, and this is the lineup that Strasburg will be facing. It'll be Pagan, Terrio, and then Pablo Sandoval. Buster Posey will be the cleanup hitter. Pence will hit 5th, and it's Belt, Blanco, Crawford 8th, and Lincecum 9th. Steven Strasburg is on the hill, and his numbers are very good. 13-5 with a 2.90 earned run average. This will be his first start against the Giants this year. He did face the Giants his first season. And you see number of hits, innings pitched, very good. And as hard as he throws, the walks are pretty low. Right-handers hitting 171 against them. Defensively behind Strasburg, it'll be Morris, Harper, and Worth in the outfield from left to right. Zimmerman, Espinoza, Lombardozzi, LaRoche from 3rd to 1st. And the catcher will be Kurt Suzuki. Pretty good defense. The Nationals really don't hurt themselves at all on defense.
And they have made some outstanding plays in this series already, befitting a team that not only has the best record in the majors, but has been on a roll lately. Even having lost the game here last night, they've won 13 of their last 16 on the road. There's a called strike to Angel Pagan, leading it off with Terrio and then Pablo Sandoval to follow. 2-0. The Nationals are leading. Strasburg, 6 feet 4 inches tall, a hard thrower, and the 95-mile-an-hour fastball is down and in. Strasburg burst upon the scene in a major way back in 2010. He made 12 starts that year, set the baseball world on fire. Everybody was talking about him. Everybody wanted to see him. He beat the Giants in one of those starts just before the All-Star break in 2010. Giants, who eventually would win the World Series later that year. But in a start against the Phillies, August 21st, he left, and later they discovered he had a torn ulnar collateral ligament, had the so-called Tommy John surgery. Pagan is retired. Lombardozzi throws him out. One away, and Ryan Theriot will come up. Well, we mentioned that. Everybody, I think, knows that at this point. But he is apparently in the waning days, the waning innings of his season. Even though the Nationals are having a great year, we're headed into the stretch run as they are a strong candidate for postseason play. But apparently Strasburg will be shut down long before that ever happens. And it's rather unprecedented, I think, in the history of the game, because he's pitching so well right now. But it has been talked about exhaustively. People all around the country weighing in with their opinions about what the Nationals are intended to do as Theriot takes a strike. But you see the number of innings he's pitched year by year, going back to his days as a college pitcher in the big leagues and right up till now. And the Nationals somewhere around 160 innings, although they're not putting a number to it. Mike Rizzo, the general manager, saying that after their consultations with their doctors and the leading experts in the country for these kind of arm injuries and the comeback from them. There is LaRoche. He drops it, but Strasburg covering, gets the put out, and Theriot is retired. 2 away. Anyway, there's real concern for the well-being of Strasburg in the years to come. And the Nationals have felt that, based on all of the best input they've received, that they don't want him to go beyond a certain level in terms of his innings pitched, for fear that that might lead to another injury, maybe a career-threatening injury next year or the year after, sometime soon. And so the Nationals have done this last year with Jordan Zimmerman, who was also coming back from the Tommy John surgery, and they feel that that worked out well. And Zimmerman argued with him. He did not want to shut it down because he said, "I'm doing great." But they did shut him down, and he says he can't see the logic behind it now, and he's grateful that they cared enough about his long-range future as Pablo Sandoval takes the ball, and it's 1-1. Anyway, Strasburg may not be happy about it either. And the other part of it is a lot of the players in that Nationals clubhouse are not happy about the prospects of it.
Well, that's the issue.
2-1.
I mean, if you get the guys in the clubhouse that are the leaders, whether it's Ryan Zimmerman or Worth or whoever it is, you have to almost try to get them on board.
So now it's 3-1.
And, you know, maybe it's not possible.
His numbers pretty good. He is tied for first in the league in strikeouts, and that's 166 strikeouts in 133 in the third innings. And his numbers are extremely excellent up and down. And a strong first inning for Strasburg. No strikeouts, but a nice, efficient inning. 13 pitches, and Lincecum will have to head right back out. Rizzo explaining to the fans about shutting down Steven Strasburg. And we're going to be good for a long, long time, he said. And Strasburg is going to be a prime reason why we're going to be good for a long, long time. This team wasn't constructed to have a short glimpse of prosperity and fade away. This team is built for the long haul. And by shutting down Strasburg and Zimmerman last year, we've proven that we care for our pitchers. We care for the long haul. Strasburg, an excellent hitter. Lincecum handles it. And Strasburg is retired, and that's a blessing. Strasburg came into this game hitting .316 for the year, 4 doubles and a homer in only 38 previous at-bats.
Yeah, he was leading the lineup in hitting, for crying out loud.
Steven Strasburg, 1 away. But I think the long haul is part of Rizzo's case. He says we're going to do what's best for their careers and their future, because what's best for their careers and their future is best for the Washington Nationals' future. And I have a great deal of respect for Mike Rizzo. I think he's proven his point many times over this year, because the Nationals are in first place, and I don't know that many were choosing them to be in first with the best record in baseball this time of this year just yet. A rising team, yes, but the best team in the league, I don't remember many predicting that. Not just yet. That's a base hit for Lombardozzi into the gap. But it's going to be a double anyway, despite the best efforts of Angel Pagan. And it might have been a triple if Pagan had not been able to flag that one down.
Well, you're right. This ball hits the grass and just takes off. And what Pagan did was get it back in the general area of the infield as fast as he could, and that of course is going to keep that base runner from trying to take the extra base. Good play.
Lombardozzi is 2 for 2 in the game, his 15th double of the year, and the batter will be Bryce Harper. Runner at second, 1 out, 2-0. The Nationals are leading. Broken back. Brandon Crawford out number 2. Lombardozzi over the third. Let's go down to Amy G.
All right, John. Well, with the news of Melky Cabrera, a big question for fans is, would Melky, should the Giants make the playoffs, be eligible to play? Per our Giants insider Andrew Baggerly, the answer is yes, but his suspension rolls into those playoffs for 5 games. For more information on the entire story, you can check it out at csnbaria.com or follow Andy Baggerly at CSNBags on Twitter. Gentlemen.
All right, Amy G. And I think that is a question, as the Giants certainly have visions of being in the postseason. Ryan Zimmerman takes a strike. 50-game suspension. There are 45 games, including today, left in the regular season. So that would leave 5 more once the regular season is over. Zimmerman struck out his first time. Runner at third, 2 down. The Nationals ahead 2-0. And that one runs way off the inside and literally missing the target of Buster Posey by a good 2 feet or more.
And he did it with Zimmerman at the plate in the first inning, and he struck him out.
Adam LaRoche on deck, would be next. Still from the stretch with 2 down, runner at third. And there goes to that inside, and another swinging strike. Zimmerman doesn't seem to be picking the ball up well out of Lincecum's hand.
You see where Buster Posey is. This has happened time and time again, especially with Zimmerman at the plate.
1 ball and 2 strikes to Ryan Zimmerman, the rising young star third baseman of the Nationals. Great defensive player. And again, off the inside with the target being given to the outside. 2-2. It's happened so regularly here, especially with Zimmerman up. I've decided I'm no longer believing that Posey even wants it to the outside. Two and two the count. And he got a piece of that one off the mask of the plate umpire, Mike Estabrook.
If Buster Posey were actually to set up on the inside corner, Lincecum would probably throw behind Zimmerman.
Zimmerman finally got a piece of one of those anyway.
And it may be why Buster is sitting up way out there.
Oh, he is going inside. Struck him out with a changeup. Third strikeout. Twice he's gotten Zimmerman. Buster Posey is coming up.
Brought to you by Cache Creek's Tropical Riches. Win cash and prizes daily through September 3rd. Visit cachecreek.com for details.
Last of the second, Buster Posey leads off against Strasburg. These are two of the outstanding young talents in the game, and we're hopeful we'll hear their names a lot for years and years to come. Buster Posey, the great young catcher, helped spearhead the Giants' drive to a World Series 2 years ago. The big curveball from Strasburg down and away. 1 ball, 1 strike. But he endured a horrendous injury last year in a collision at home plate. It cost him the rest of that season. This has been a comeback season for him. And since the All-Star break, no hitter has been hotter than Buster Posey. No. Hitting around .450 since then, driving in more than a run per game. And Strasburg, who's coming back from the Tommy John surgery, and he's been excellent too. 3-1.
Well, these are the numbers. The average, best, RBI, second. And these are all numbers that include both leagues.
3-1 the count, and he draws a walk.
When Buster Posey was introduced as the starting catcher in the All-Star game, they introduced him as a hitter that was hitting .289 for the first half of the season. Well, 289 to 331 in a month means that you've been lights out.
Yeah. Not such a big deal if the month is mid-April to mid-May, but this time of year with so many at-bats, a meteoric rise by Buster Posey. Now Hunter Pence, acquired from the Phillies just a couple of weeks ago, and it's 0-1. And Hunter Pence, who struggled initially with the Giants, but then he rose to the occasion on Sunday in a 6-6 tie with the Rockies, and he blasted a 3-run homer to left center, and it proved to be the game winner. And this place just erupted. One of the most electrifying moments in this ballpark in a long, long time. And it was not just that it put them ahead, but I think because they've been hoping so hard for Pence to get it going with his new team. And now he seems an even more important acquisition with the loss of Melky Cabrera to the suspension. 2-1 to count to Hunter Pence. Last night, 2 days after his dramatic game-winning home run on Sunday, 3 more hits, a couple of runs scored. So Pence has given signs that he's starting to come around. And that's down and in. 3-1 the count, and Strasburg struggling with his control here suddenly.
Well, first time in the stretch for Strasburg.
Brandon Belt, who's become a hot hitter. Big night last night on deck, a left-handed batter. And that is ball 4. This is the 8th inning on Sunday, Dwayne, who we're talking about with a 6-6 tie.
Yeah, this lit this place up. Buster Posey had just tied the game with a 10-pitch sacrifice fly. And then Hunter Pence, his first home run in a Giants uniform, and he couldn't have picked a better time.
Steve McCatty, the Nationals pitching coach, out for a chat now with Steven Strasburg. And I think one thing that the Nationals have talked about in regards to Strasburg, because people have thrown out that figure, that 160 inning figure, and probably because that's where they shut down Zimmerman last year. But Rizzo apparently has never actually said 160 innings, but more about all they know about how he's looking, how he's feeling, what the medical staff is saying, the doctors that they've got, the trainers, and they're looking for signs that he's maybe starting to fade a little bit. Which is not to say that this is a sign of that, but he has walked 2 in a row very uncharacteristically in the batter. Brandon Belt takes a nice curveball in there for a strike. That may be a suggestion of McCatty.
Could have been the message, though something else.
Last night, Brandon Belt had 3 hits, and each one of them knocked in a big run for the Giants. And another base hit. Posey did not get a jump as he froze on the line drive to make sure that it wasn't caught. And now the bases are loaded. And that is the 16th hit in the last 31 at-bats for Brandon Belt.
Yeah, he's hot. This may have got up to bat a little bit on Belt, but he gets the barrel out, and he just dumps it into right field. Pulled those arms in just a little bit. And now the bottom of the order is going to have to come through with the bases loaded.
And this is the spot, the 7th spot. This is where Belt was hitting last night. The Giants, ironically, had all their players, Cabrera, Posey, Sandoval, Pence, in the lineup together for the first time last night for the one time.
One day.
And that'll be it. Melky Cabrera cannot play another game for the rest of this regular season. But now Blanco will be the man to try and produce some offense. The club is trailing 2-0. Blanco got off to a great start as that check swing foul rolls off to the left, and the count is quickly 0-2. He's an on-base type guy, known for a discerning eye at the plate, high on-base percentage, but it has all gone away for Blanco here in the last several weeks. He's not been able to get that fire going again. Out of play. Fastball to the inside. 0-2. Base hit could tie the game. Posey at third, Pence at second. Pence is, especially the way he describes it, once he gets it going, he moves really well.
And Flannery would have a hard time holding him up.
And Belt runs well, the runner at first. Struck him out. He changed up on him and got him out of the strike zone. And that's the way it's been going for Blanco of late.
Your job in that spot, put the ball in play, use your speed. And now Crawford's going to have to pick him up.
Blanco now 0 for his last 20 and 3 for his last 39. Giants are down 2-0. Great opportunity. Had the bases loaded. Nobody out. Now 1 out. Brandon Crawford hitting .243, but he's been hitting well lately. And the curveball for a called strike. Crawford in the last 7 games hitting .417. He's had at least 1 hit in all 7 of those games. And that is out of play off the left field side into the second deck. And quickly he's behind in the count, 0-2. Well, you talked about it in the first inning, Dwayne, with Tim Lincecum. Used to be he'd get into a jam, and that's when he became untouchable. And now that's the way Strasburg's looking here all of a sudden.
That's right. And it's up to Crawford. Take a little out of that swing.
0-2. And as he did with Blanco, the changeup, this one way outside. And no problem taking it. Posey, Pence, and Belt, the 3 runners from third back to first. Giants needing a big hit. Crawford had 1 hit last night. He also had a pinch hit home run in the Monday night game here. And he just got a piece of that one. Another changeup. He still thought it was a good idea, apparently. He went right back to it, and that almost got him.
And he's seen 2 of those changeups that drop low and away, which is always going to open up that inside part of the plate with the fastball.
The middle infield double play depth. 1-2 to Crawford. The pitcher, Lincecum, is on deck. Not a very good hitter. See Suzuki signaling. I think that last foul tip got a piece of Suzuki's left forearm. Base hit. And Pence is coming. The throw. The ball gets away, backed up by Strasburg. And this game is tied. And Brandon Crawford is suddenly on the best run with the bat that he's ever been on.
And let's check out our Ford right choice. Watch this pitch. Down and in. It's a little half swing by Crawford. And he shoots it into right field. And that's their Ford right choice. Pence scores a tying run.
I think he took your advice. He took a little swing out.
He did.
Base hit, 2 RBIs. The bunt. There's nobody at third. Suzuki's only plays to first. And done well by Lincecum. Belt to third. Crawford to second with 2 down. And Pagan coming up. And the crowd has a whole different mood right now to the one it had a few moments ago.
Well, look, you're down 2-0 against a guy that is very good in Steven Strasburg. So you got to, let that other team know that you mean business, and they do with a couple of walks. So they take advantage of the 2 walks.
Posey and Pence walked to start the inning, and they each have scored. Now runners at second and third, and Pagan with a check swing on a high fastball. 1 ball and no strikes. Pagan grounded out to second his first time. The former Met. And early in the season, he was the Giants' most consistent hitter. In one stretch, he had base hits in 48 out of 50 games. 2 long hitting streaks. 2-0. Now, we mentioned Lincecum had that laborious first inning, the high-stress inning. And now it's Strasburg's turn. This next pitch will be number 25 for him in this second inning. Nationals got 2 in the first. The Giants have 2 so far here in the second. And a 2-0 count. Back to the screen. And he didn't groove that fastball on the outer third of the plate there, down around the knees.
Well, this is the at-bat that hurts you. And Pagan's got an opportunity. This is a good inning. Pagan's got an opportunity to make it a terrific inning.
Belt at third, Crawford at second, both ready to run at the crack of the bat with 2 down. Curveball, but too high. And he's been dropping that curve in for strikes in this inning since he started with 2 walks. That's been a good pitch for him, but he missed with that one.
He's got a base open with Ryan Theriot, a right-handed hitter, on deck.
3-1. Left field, and right there, Morris at the line. The Giants get 2 on the base hit by Crawford. LaRoche coming up against Lincecum.
Area is brought to you by Provident Credit Union. Provident Credit Union's Super Reward Checking is better than free. They pay you.
And we head to the third now from AT&T Park on this bright, brilliant San Francisco day. Giants 2, Nationals 2. Tim Lincecum back to work against the Nationals cleanup man Adam LaRoche, and with great pleasure I give you, for more play-by-play, Dwayne Kuiper.
All right, John, is Adam LaRoche will face Lincecum. Giants with the overshift as they pull Crawford over to the right side, and the first pitch to LaRoche is wide. 1 ball and no strikes. 2 runs, 4 hits for the Nationals. 2 runs on 2 hits for the Giants. The 1-0 pitch is low and away, 2-0. So for Lincecum, this is a big inning. He needs a shutdown inning. These Nationals will keep coming at you. A 40-23 road record. Swinging a foul to the backstop. I mean, 40-23. That's like unheard of.
Well, you pointed it out before the game Monday. Their road record was better than any other team's home record.
So come on.
I don't know if I'd ever heard of such a thing before.
I'm not aware. Morris to follow. And while Lincecum was getting ready to throw, Sandoval moved from third to short.
It's like when the Giants go into that shift, they almost routinely do that now. They don't want the guy to just go ahead and say, well, I'm going to bunt for a single or even a double over that vacated third base hole.
Hit out into right center field. Is it going to hang up? It's going to fall in front of Pagan, who kicks it around, and LaRoche is going to end up at second base. Now, Monday, September 3rd is the second annual Star Wars Day at the ballpark. You need a special event package, a ticket, and you may run into some of your favorite Star Wars characters at the ballpark. 415-972-2298.
I think that it could well be that Pagan shied away from that one, worried about running into Hunter Pence. And last night, it turns out that ball that Pence got a glove on but dropped, that he had been concerned about whether Pagan was going to end up going for it or not.
So have not played a lot of games together. Is Morris with a healthy cut and a foul back. But I don't think there's any doubt that Pagan should have, I'm not saying he should have caught the ball, but he should have been a lot closer to catching the ball than he was.
Yeah, maybe it wasn't catchable, but it did look to me like he shied away from it at the last. And he's the captain out there.
Good breaking ball, 0-2. Well, Pence is a high energy guy, and he's going to come at you hard, chasing everything down.
And if he's not slowing down or stopping, you don't want to be in his way.
No. He's a big, pretty fast right fielder as Morris steps out, as Lincecum ahead of the count. It's a strikeout situation, and Lincecum is comfortable with that. Hit out to Pence. Pence, as the ball starts to carry, and he's going to make the catch in front of archway number 3. And LaRoche will tag and go to third. It gives you an idea that the ball probably carrying a lot better during the day than it does here at night.
And when that ball was hit, there wasn't a whole lot of wind blowing here at the ballpark. And the ball usually jumps if there's no wind blowing.
Yep.
How this ballpark plays is always always has so much to do with literally which way the wind is blowing.
Yeah, last night, anything hit to right field was closed. Here's Worth. Worth knocked in a pair of runs with a single in the first. Giants have pulled the infield halfway. And Worth with a swing and a miss. And it's no balls and 1 strike, and immediately Lincecum goes with the split.
He made a good pitch to Worth. Threw him a curveball. It ended up down below the knees, and Worth reached down and flipped it out into left field for a 2-run single.
He's back inside with the same pitch. On deck is Espinoza.
It is kind of characteristic of Lincecum's season. Not that he's been the same at all, but also the Giants have made a lot of mistakes behind him.
Inside corner, worse than like it. 1-2.
He's back with a fastball there, but by all rights, that ball on another day might have been caught out there in right center.
I agree. I don't think there's any doubt that the defense has not totally helped Lincecum out in a lot of his starts, especially early. 2-2. "62 pitches now for Lincecum." As our broadcast partner Mike Krukow likes to say, if you can average around 15 an inning, you're going to be in pretty good shape. Up high, 3-2.
Well, this is a spot where he really would like to get the strikeout. The man on deck is a switch hitter, Espinosa. He'll bat left-handed. And Lincecum, when you talk about the spots where you want to get a strikeout, he was about the best equipped guy in the league to get one for you.
Well, he needs to make a pitch here. Got him, and he made the pitch. And we grew accustomed to seeing that happen all the time. Watch this. The bottom drops out of a pitch that Worth recognized as a fastball. And here's Espinosa, who was hit on the shoulder by a pitch in the first inning. Breaking ball. And now Lincecum stealing strikes with that first pitch breaking ball.
Well, and you targeted it right away in the first inning. He's had 4 pitches, and he threw them all for strikes in that first inning, even though it ended up not being a great inning for him.
Well, the other thing about Lincecum that I used to be so fond of is, for a little guy, he had a great swagger. And he lost that in the first half of the season, and he's starting to get it back. Kurt Suzuki is on deck. Mr. Posey does what he can to keep it in front of him. It's 2 balls and 1 strike.
This may be the old issue of first base is empty, and you've got the right-handed hitter up next, whom Lincecum struck out his first time, and who's hitting only .220 for the year.
Swing and a miss. 2-2.
I don't know if that was another split changeup or maybe even a slider.
I think it was a slider, John.
Had more of the slider speed to it.
2-2. LaRoche at third. And it's tapped foul. Is Espinosa just, and I mean just, got a piece of it.
Now, if you see that, and he's lunging over the plate to cover up on that changeup, what does that tell you?
Well, I mean, it means, I mentioned it earlier with somebody else at the plate, that if you get the guts to throw that fastball on the inner half of the plate or even off the plate, it should be there. But you got to make the pitch. Hit well into right center field. And this one may go, and it is gone. That is a very deep part of this ballpark, and just like that, it's 4-2.
And they went fastball, but a fastball away. And it ended up just out over the plate where he could get the arms extended. And Espinosa's got his 13th home run of the year, the 2nd in this series. Here's a look at it. Posey right on the outside corner. And maybe he got just a little bit more of the plate than he wanted. But Espinosa was just right on it. But that's not what we were expecting. We were expecting a fastball in, crowding him on the inside of under the hands, maybe.
Well, Espinosa definitely got every bit of it, as here's Suzuki. And a first pitch strike to Suzuki. For Lincecum, that is the 15th home run that he's allowed. Back-to-back strikes to Suzuki.
This is Lincecum's reaction, and that ball was crushed. And he's seen more of those than he ever has before this year.
Always the right sound. The right sound for the hitter. And a base hit to left field for Suzuki. Suzuki with the 7th hit in this game off of Lincecum, and we're just in the 3rd inning. Now Strasburg is going to hit, and Bruce Bochy is going to get the bullpen going. 73 pitches for Lincecum.
It's Jose Mijares, number 50, heading back out there again.
On the ground, Terrio knocks it down, underhands it to Crawford, and that'll end the inning. Nationals come back with 2. It's 4-2 Washington.
On Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area is brought to you by Wendy's. Stop by Wendy's for a Baconator today. 2 hot and juicy beef patties and fresh cooked Applewood smoked bacon.
Well, the Braves make their first trip and only trip to AT Park. It'll start August 23rd all the way through the 26th. America's Cup Day is on the 25th, and then the Pablo Sandoval bobblehead is on the 26th. Both those dates are 1:05 starts. Go to sfgiants.com. Mike Krukow on assignment?
What is his assignment exactly?
No, we can't say, John. Here's Terrio. And Terrio on the first pitch is going to roll it foul. Mike will be back with us Friday night in San Diego.
Just as soon as he gets back from Eastern Europe.
He could be in a number of different places.
You see somebody looks just like Mike Krukow, maybe over in Bulgaria. Yeah, his name is Yuri. That's probably Mike.
There's a breaking ball that fooled Terrio. It's 0-2.
I really never knew what that whole on assignment thing meant until we went to the International Spy Museum in Washington, D.C.
That's exactly right. It was fun.
Mike seemed to be particularly inspired by that.
On the ground to second, where Lombardozzi will make the play. All right, let's check in with Amy G.
All right, Dwayne, as you two know, the Giants are proud to be partners with PG&E. Earlier this week, they hosted Bay Area staff from Habitat for Humanity, who is here to visit with the Giants and PG&E and find out how they're helping the environment and the community. 5 years ago, PG&E helped AT Park become the first major league ballpark to install solar panels. Gentlemen, a little bit on how much that helps. Each panel helps avoid the release of more than 132,000 pounds of carbon dioxide into the atmosphere. Breathe easy, Dwayne.
All right, thanks, Amy. As Sandoval is going to put on the brakes. Sandoval has been instructed not to air it out on the bases.
Pablo coming back from the hamstring strain that put him on the disabled list. He, by his own estimation, is about 90% healthy. But they're really fearful of him re-injuring that hamstring. This is something that did happen to Matt Kemp. And put him on the DL for a good long while. And now the Giants, more than ever before, without Melky Cabrera the rest of the way, they need all their top hitters to stay healthy the rest of the way.
Buster Posey drew a walk in the second. At the knees to even the count.
The walks have started to mount for Buster here lately.
Well, the hotter you get, the more the walks are going to mount. Out of play.
He's walked 3 times the last 2 games. And we're only in the 3rd inning of this one. This is the 2nd of those games. He's walked 6 times in the last 3 games plus 1 plate appearance in this one. And I think that may be a trend that stays with him the rest of this year.
Well, the one thing he won't do is expand.
Strasburg was hoping he might on that splitter. Strasburg has a wide variety of pitches in addition to that great fastball. And by the way, he had not thrown at 97, 98 miles an hour here today.
Right around 95. Maybe that's where he feels like he can control it. On the ground, foul.
But
the pitches that Strasburg has thrown this season. Average speed on the fastball at 96. And if you just look at that, he's a fastball guy. See, changeup averages 89. That's like Jason Schmidt. Breaking ball, and Buster Posey was right on it.
I had a chance to chat with him for 10-15 minutes when the Giants were in Washington around the 4th of July. And he did say that one of the things he's had to learn is to back off on that changeup a little bit, especially to certain hitters, because he said for some guys 88, 89 miles an hour with that changeup, that's their hitting speed.
That's what they like.
He's helping them out.
Posey shoots that one foul. Well, baseball people call it slider bat speed, but in Strasburg's case, it's changeup bat speed. So good battle. Strasburg, Posey. 3-2.
Strasburg had a recent start where he did not have the good fastball that he's used to having. The pitching coach went out, Steve McCatty, the story goes, and Strasburg said to him, says, I'm not able to throw my good fastball. I'm only throwing 93. Well, what are you looking at the radar gun for? What difference does that make?
And the breaking ball, a 3-2 hook to Posey, and it gets him.
And I think we may see a lot more of those. If somebody's got a good hook, Posey will be seeing a lot.
Well, a 3-2 hook with a guy that throws 95, you're going to get a lot of hitters out with that pitch. So here's Pence, who drew a walk in the second. Pence does have a lifetime home run off of Strasburg.
Posey only has 1 hit in this series, 1 for 5, but he's also had 3 walks.
That's Tim Flannery. It's a ball and a strike. Sandoval, a 1-out single. Buster Posey strikes out on a 3-2 pitch. It's 1-1 to Hunter Pence. Outside corner, 1-2.
No point, I think, even in swinging at that one.
No. Well, now you have to. Suzuki, nice job. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
And that was the changeup, the 89-mile-an-hour changeup. Or splitter. I think he actually has both. He can throw the changeup or the split finger pitch. Pence does have a home run against him as a Philly.
Got him. So Strasburg comes back, strikes him out with a fastball. Dave Fleming will be in. John Miller will head over to the KNBR side. It's 4-2 Nationals. From the KNBR side, a 4-2 ball game, and I thought it'd be 0-0, to be honest with you.
There's been a lot going on, hasn't there been?
Yeah, since about 11 o'clock this morning, I would say yes.
Yeah, no kidding. But even once the game started, long at bats, both pitchers working in and out of jams, and that 2-out, 2-strike home run for the Nats, the big swing of the bat in this game.
Absolutely. Here's Lombardozzi facing Lincecum. Lombardozzi's got a couple of hits. Sandoval in at third. 4 runs, 7 hits for the Nationals. 2 runs, 3 hits for the Giants. On the ground, foul.
I think Lincecum would do well to try to get Lombardozzi out. It makes it a lot harder to face the red hot heart of the order for the Nats when he's out there on base.
He's had to work hard the entire game. Fastball high. That's pitch number 77.
I mean, I agree with you. I think you could almost literally say that every pitch has been a high stress pitch for him.
Every one. Check swing. He got Strasburg in the second inning, but then Lombardozzi doubled. So after that, every pitch was stressful. He allowed 2 runs. Struck out Suzuki with the bases loaded in the first inning. Nubbed off the end of the bat right into the Giants dugout. They get close to anybody that we know.
Nobody looks all that spooked by it.
On the ground and a base hit. So Lombardozzi 3 for 3. All right, our trivia question brought to you by AT&T. Named the only pitcher to record 15+ win seasons with both the Giants and the Nationals. And Before Lombardozzi reached first base, George Cantos was jogging down to the Giants bullpen. Harper is 0 for 2. He's bounced out twice.
And it's not just the pitch count, although that was number 81, but it's what we were talking about. Lincecum's not going to be in this game much longer. And that number, the pitch count number, doesn't always tell you the full story.
Out of the stretch. A lot. Runner goes. Fouled out of play. Lombardozzi had that stolen. Right now, Lincecum, and we see him do this from time to time, he's concentrating so much at the hitter that he doesn't even really care that much about the guy in first. And meaning that he's not going to give Buster Posey much of a shot, if any. Zimmerman is on deck.
Lombardozzi is not in any way the classic leadoff kind of hitter. He's not a very good base stealer. He only has stolen 3 bases all year.
He does not go, and Harper fouls it out of play. It'll be interesting to see how Davey Johnson uses Harper as you get closer to September. It's about the time of the year young guys start to drag a little bit. And when you start to drag a little bit, your bat starts to drag a little bit. Out of play. But he's good.
And I think this is probably the time of year where that 19 years old really comes into play. I mean, he is still so young.
One and two. We'll keep an eye on Lombardozzi. Belt holding him tight. He does not go. Lifted out to left field for Blanco, and Blanco will put it away. And that'll bring up Zimmerman. Zimmerman has struck out twice. Lincecum has had this incredible movement on pitches where Buster Posey keeps asking for the pitch away, and these pitches have been running to the inner half of the plate, and Zimmerman hasn't been able to catch up to it. He also is a candidate to hit into a double play, so Lincecum will pitch for the strikeout or the double play ball. And that's a healthy rip, and it's 0-1.
There's another one of those fastballs, maybe not quite as much movement, but with the target set up away, and that pitch is coming back toward the middle in.
I told John, if that's the way the ball is going to move, both can't set up any other place but there.
Yeah.
And that fastball is high. The velocity now for Lincecum is right around 90. LaRoche to follow. Cantos in the bullpen. Lincecum at the belt. And Zimmerman is going to hold up. Zimmerman is going to. Yeah, I'll give him that one.
Close.
Check swing. 2-1. Out of play, 2-2. '90th pitch coming up, and we're in the 4th inning. Lincecum and Posey trying to come together, and now Zimmerman asks for time. And a quick toss, and sliding back is Lombardozzi. I'm surprised Lombardozzi hasn't gone. I mean, the threat of Zimmerman hitting the ball on the ground. But like you said, Lombardozzi really not a base stealer. He does not go, and that's in tight. So now it's 3-2, and it's likely he will be going.
And it could be that this will be it for Lincecum. This could be his final hitter, depending on what happens here.
Three and two. Runner goes on a play, and we'll reset and do it again.
And how many of these at bats have there been already in this game? There's so many of these Nationals at bats have gone to a deep count with foul balls, and particularly in that first inning. But it's not only the first inning, that has carried on throughout the day.
Three and two. Runner goes. Swinging the foul back, and Zimmerman wants that one back.
Yeah, he had a pitch to hit.
It was I think it was a split that hung. Some call it a changeup. Three and two. Runner goes. Got him. Posey can't find it. Zimmerman is out. It'll be a stolen base for Lombardozzi. And for Zimmerman here in the third inning, in the fourth inning, he's got the hat trick.
The hottest guy for the Nationals. And he's been the only guy who has not been able to get to Lincecum. Harper doesn't have a hit, but Harper had a couple of at-bats that helped build rallies for the Nationals. Zimmerman 0 for 3 with 3 swinging strikeouts.
Well, LaRoche has got a couple of hits. And Lincecum will start him off with a split for a called strike. Here's the 0-1 to LaRoche. Swing and a miss. As the ball gets away from Buster Posey, that'll be a wild pitch. You think it's easy catching Tim Lincecum?
It is not.
It is not. You got your work cut out for you. It's a full day's job. Kicks off the heel of Buster Posey's glove.
Yeah, nothing you can do about that one.
Terrio again deep at second on the outfield grass. Crawford playing right behind the bag. And LaRoche is going to bounce this one to Belt. And that'll end the inning. So Lincecum does not give up the run with the leadoff hit by Lombardozzi. Belt to lead things off.
the San Francisco Giants and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of San Francisco Baseball Associates, LP.
All right, let's answer our trivia question brought to you by AT&T, the only pitcher to record 15 or more win seasons with both the Giants and the Nats. And, of course, the answer, Livan Hernandez in 2000, that 17-win year with the Giants. And then what is still the actual current Nationals record for wins in a year, 15 with the Nats a few years later.
Belt on the first pitch, bounces out. So for Strasburg, that's a gift. One pitch, one out. And here's Blanco.
And you can't blame Brandon Belt there. Maybe it was the pitch he was looking for. But I think for the Giants, the idea here today is really to try to get Steven Strasburg out of this game. And they've done a good job of it so far. They've had a lot of long extended at-bats against him.
This will be pitch number 60 to Gregor Blanco, who struck out with the bases loaded and nobody out in the second. And he is in a funk right now. Gregor Blanco, as Cantos starts to throw again. He should be ready to go in like 2 tosses. Blanco, line drive caught by Espinosa. And that's part of being in a funk. And here's Crawford.
Blanco is 0 for his last 21 now. And the Giants obviously are going to need some contribution from him now. He's going to have to get it turned around.
Lincecum's going to come out. Remember, the Giants have a 3-man bench today. So Crawford takes high, 1 ball and no strikes. Crawford, base hit, bases loaded, knocked in 2, tied the game.
Well, the news came at what, 11 o'clock this morning, somewhere in that neighborhood. And so no time whatsoever to get an extra player here.
And, you know, look, in reading all the blogs, and Giants had no idea. Otherwise, if you had an idea, you could get somebody in town and stick them at a hotel somewhere.
Yeah.
No idea. 3-1 to Crawford. See the numbers for Cabrera.
And you don't really need to show Giants fans those numbers to emphasize how big of a blow the loss of Cabrera is. But that definitely emphasizes it. Leading the big leagues in hits. And all those extra base hits, the base running, the defense in left field. He's just been an all-around star for the Giants this year.
In his free agent season.
Yeah.
3-2 pitch. Crawford takes the walk. And Arias is going to hit.
Well, nice job by Brandon Crawford there. Crawford has been the key man for the Giants offensively in this game, and that's good to see against a guy as tough as Strasburg. Lincecum, not a day that he's going to remember real fondly. I think he did get unlucky in that first inning. The Nationals kind of blooped him into their rally, but the pitch count, ultimately he just could not put the Nationals away efficiently enough to hang around this game.
Arias takes low. Maybe the pitch he'd like to have back is the one he threw to Espinosa. And even at that, it looked like he threw it right to the target. So Arias is going to hit. That leaves 2 extra men, Sanchez and Scudero. 1 ball and 1 strike. Crawford really not a threat to steal, not when you just use the pinch hitter. You get thrown out, you lose everybody. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Well, Strasburg wanted it, but I think it was a bit outside. Pagan would hit if Arias extends the inning. And that will not happen as Arias swings at a pitch in the dirt, and that'll do it. Through 4 innings here at AT&T Park, 4-2 Nationals. We're going to show you 4 gentlemen. On the left is Ted Griggs, the president of Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area. You see Dennis O'Donnell and then John Gumas. The gentleman on the right is the one we're going to highlight. It's Les Wong, the San Francisco State new president. He's been on the job for 8 days, and throughout the course of this game, some of our crew members, some of our camera people, and other folks around the ballpark have come in to say hello to Les. And most of those who have come in to say hello are San Francisco State alumni. So welcome, Les Wong. Enjoy yourself. And as Mike Ripper would say, get us a win, meat. 4-2. And it's time for a change. Think Speedy Oil Change and Tune-Up. Your oil change, tune-up, and smog experts. George Cantos pitching. Dave Fleming doing the play-by-play.
I think that's exactly what he would have said.
I know he would have said it.
Michael Moore's first pitch swinging, hit that one well to right field, and Pence watches it. It is not a home run, in play and rolling back toward the infield. Now Morse does not run very well, and he'll stop at second. A booming leadoff double for Michael Morse, who's got big time power on a ball that was right up at the top of that wall where it angles down. And they may be talking about this one, and they may well look at this one. Davey Johnson's coming out and asking.
I thought it was gone.
I did too.
And you know, they're going to take a look at it. I know that Michael Morse thought it was gone. And you see it hits. And I don't know, look, I don't know the ground rules on this one. If it hits the white, does that mean it's gone? But it did bounce back into the stadium.
The green roof makes it very clear in right field. When it hits the green roof, it is a home run, period. Just to the right of where that landed. That concrete, though, and where that ball hit, that is, I think that's in play.
I think it is. It's too hard of a call for an umpire. If it hits that lighter colored concrete and bounces back, it's too tough a call.
I think the only provision in the actual ground rules is for that green tin roof. That concrete before the stands, that is in play.
So I think they got this one right.
But they are reviewing it, so the official review. Now, if it hits that railing there, that's a different story, but it did not hit that railing. That's a pretty good camera look. The concrete border there just above the bricks is where that ball hit, not the rail. And Morris and Crawford are chatting while the review is underway. It didn't take very long.
Well, the umpire saw it right away. Double.
Yep. And Jerry Lane gave the word. A double for Michael Morris. He hit it a ton at Nationals Park in Washington.
Tape measure.
They're breaking out the big time tape measure. That's where the jet stream is in D.C. That's where you can get a big time push, and that's what the Nationals did to the Giants all series long. When Michael Morris is screaming at Jerry Lane, I don't know if he's real serious about it. He's got a smile on his face, but he cannot believe that was not a home run.
You got to use the Buster Posey line, right?
You got it.
I can hit the ball further.
Hit it a little farther. So Contos right away in some trouble, and George Contos, who's done a really nice job for the Giants out of the bullpen, is in a bit of a slump himself. Throws that slider, and that's his bread and butter pitch for strike one to Jason Worth.
Well, Morris didn't give him a chance to throw it.
That's true.
There's another look at it.
Yeah, very clear. Slider taken for a ball. Last night, how many balls? Brandon Belt had two of them himself that were hit within inches, a foot or so of going over the wall for a home run.
Worth hit one. Zimmerman hit one. I think there was 5 or 6 that would have been home runs in Washington, D.C.
And that one most certainly would have been. Slider for strike two.
That is not exactly where you want to throw that slider, but Contos got away with it. It may have been even a backup slider.
Contos, the kid from Northwestern, grew up in Chicago. Traded from the Yankees to the Giants right before this season started. Slider grounded, and Crawford could not get to it. Morris is going to try to score. Pagan up with the throw, and it's cut off by Belt. The throw didn't have a whole lot on it. So Michael Morris scores. Give some credit to his teammate Jason Worth. It's 5-2 Nats. Crawford was playing pulled toward the hole, and he just could not quite reach that one.
Well, Crawford, you're right. Trying to go to his left. And that's one where you, if you can, you got to keep it on the infield. And Brandon Crawford could not do it. You see Maharis is headed down to the bullpen.
Still nobody out. Contos will pay attention to Worth.
See what Contos threw here. And it was a bit of a hanger.
And just not quite the snap to that slider that we're used to seeing. So Contos' struggles continue. Espinosa takes a ball. Espinosa maybe the big hit of the game for the Nats after the Giants had battled back, tied the game at 2. In the top of the third, Lincecum had a runner on, 2 outs and 2 strikes to Espinosa, and he launched one, a 2-run homer that gave the Nationals the lead right back. High. That fastball command is not there right now for Contos. This is the home run we just referenced. Fastball from Lincecum, away but up. And Espinosa showed some impressive power.
Where the big boys hit him.
He's a middle infielder with some pop. 13 home runs. And power from both sides of the plate. 3-0 from Contos to Espinosa. Tough times for Contos right now, and the Giants bullpen, as Kite mentioned, Baharis is getting ready. There's a strike. Well, we'll keep you posted on what's going on right now in Seattle. The Mariners hosting the Tampa Bay Rays this afternoon at Safeco, and they're through 7 innings, at least through the top of the 7th, and Felix Hernandez has a perfect game going. Perfect through 7 against Tampa Bay. The red hot Rays. Strike 2 swinging on that fastball, 3-2. And you figure King Felix is pretty well qualified to finish that one off. Some of the best stuff in the game.
Well, every month and a half, 2 months, somebody throws a perfect game.
Already been 2 this year, including 1 right here at AT&T Park. Runner goes. Espinosa fouls one off his foot. The count still full, 3-2. Jason Worth, when he was in his heyday, and he's battled through some injury problems, some big time problems these last few years, but he was a power speed player. He hit home runs and stole bases at a good clip. Full count here. We'll see if Worth is running again. Nationals have already scored a run here in the 5th. They lead 5-2. Worth is going. He got a good jump, and Espinosa pops one foul. This is what the Nats did against Lincecum. They fouled him out of this game, basically. Just battled and hung in there, and maybe ultimately wore him out. Worth goes again, and another foul ball.
Well, Contos doesn't have any other choice. He can't try to pick the corners. He can't walk. Espinosa here, so Espinosa's going to get something to hit.
We saw Jason Worth. He tried to call a 20-second timeout. He needed a breather. This will be the 9th pitch of the at-bat. Still nobody out in the inning. A booming double from Morse. The base hit by Worth. And Contos is going to throw over this time. Suzuki, the 8th place hitter, is on deck, but who knows when he'll actually get to the plate. Contos holding. Here's his pitch, and a ball hit foul. He left that one up, a fastball.
Well, the thing about seeing a lot of pitches, if you're Espinosa, you now have a pretty good idea that Contos does not have a fastball that he can throw by you. So unless you're tricked, you can keep fouling balls off, and eventually you're going to put one in play.
Tenth pitch of this at bat, but Posey was given the signals, and Espinosa got impatient, stepped out.
You can try to trick him. 1-2 or 2-2 with a guy in first and nobody out. Probably not a good idea to try to trick him.
Worth runs again, and a ball hit foul. Came back with the slider there.
The slider and a fastball, the difference in speed in this particular case about 6-7 miles per hour. If you're Contos, you need a pitch that's around 10 or 11 or 12 miles per hour where you can trick them. And from Contos, we've pretty much seen fastball slider.
2-pitch repertoire. Worth takes off and a ball in the dirt, swung on a miss, the throw, tag, and he couldn't quite reach Jason Worth, who makes it safely into second base. Tough play for Posey. Worth got a jump again, but then the slider was down and away, so he had to lunge down to take it and then get into a throwing position.
Well, Espinosa helps out Contos right here. He swings at a pitch in the dirt, and if Crawford had tagged Worth, if you'd have swipe tagged him right here, he'd have been out.
Yeah.
But still a good effort by both base runner and infield.
Well, it took 11 pitches, but Contos strikes out Espinosa. That's the first out for the Nats here with Suzuki up. Suzuki went 1 for 2 against Lincecum. Takes the fastball high.
Really nice pickup for the Nationals for Suzuki.
Well, you figure the Nats, they've had so many catching injuries, so they've just been decimated at that position. And they have got this pitching staff that's the heart and soul of their team. And it's a pitching staff, I think, much in the way that the Giants is, that is not easy to handle. There's a strike to Suzuki. And Suzuki's had a down year with the bat, but you can 100% rely on him to handle whoever you throw out there. He's one of the best in the business behind the plate. So you got guys like Gio Gonzalez and Steven Strasburg, Jordan Zimmerman, Detweiler, Edwin Jackson. I mean, very different styles, hard throwers. And Suzuki has blended in beautifully with this Nats team. That one is high. Fastball again. He's just not throwing that pitch the way he wants to. 2-1. Suzuki, the numbers have tailed off dramatically, and not just the batting average, those home run totals. That was a big part of his game. His job in Oakland, he was a great defensive catcher and a decent hitter, but he'd pop a home run every once in a while.
I remember many times he hurt the Giants, swinging the bat in interleague.
So the one home run all year, that's disturbing. The A's had the young catcher Derek Norris that they got from the Nats in a different deal. They wanted him to play. There's a slider in the dirt, and Suzuki went strike 3. Contos gets his second strikeout in a row. Gives us a chance to check in with Amy G. Amy.
All right, thanks so much, Dave. Well, gentlemen, for 2 seasons, Mark DeRosa as a Giant sat down with me every single homestand, and we did a web series. Dwayne, it was your favorite, Dishing with DeRosa. And guys, he stepped up and he did it as a Washington National with me. It's at csnbarry.com. It's technically an Amy G's Giants exclusive, but we'll call it Edition with DeRosa. Guys, he talks about how he plans out what teams he's going to be on with great pitching staffs, and even though for the better part of his last 3 seasons he has been on the DL, he still is a leader in that clubhouse. And he says when he hangs up the cleats, guys, kind of wants to be like you. He's thinking about broadcasting. All right, go to csnbarry.com, and for all the latest information on Melky Cabrera, you can find it on our website, and check in with our Sportsnet Central newscast at 6 tonight. Dave?
All right, thanks, Amy.
No jobs available here.
Sorry, look elsewhere. Yeah, we love you, Mark, but nope, we're full. Strasburg puts one in play. Crawford to his left, and he'll throw him out. Good play by Brandon Crawford, and Contos gets through the fifth, giving up the 1 run. Nats 5, Giants 2. It's 2, bottom of the fifth in beautiful San Francisco. Time for our Subway Eat Fresh Ask the Crew. Visit csnbayarea.com. Ask us a question. We'll answer one a game. Matt from London, all the way from London. What does bluffing a bunt achieve? Some Giants seem to do it a lot. That's the question from Matt.
Well, you're always going to get the attention of the corner infielders. Hey, if you're going to take a pitch and you have no intentions of swinging, why not bluff a bunt? It'll just put an idea in the defense's mind that, yeah, I can bunt. I've seen the slowest guys in the world bluff a bunt, and on the next pitch the guy at third is playing closer. So it's a bluff.
Maybe a better question sometimes might be, why are you going for that bluff? Why are you biting on it?
Yeah, and a lot of times teams don't bite, but some do. And the other bluff too on a bunt is if a guy is stealing and you bluff a bunt, you stick the barrel of the bat right in the vision of that catcher. So that when that catcher has to catch and throw, it's just a little bit of an obstacle. So hey, don't make light of bluffing a bunt, okay?
Matt's still sort of coming down from the high of the Olympics over there in London, getting back into baseball mode.
That's right.
Pagan actually bunts at it, and it's a fair ball. He doesn't run, and he's out. And Pagan's arguing with Mike Estabrook, the home plate umpire. Pagan is arguing that it was foul. Bruce Bochy's not budging from the dugout. Pagan didn't run. He was convinced it was foul. And just like that, he's out number 1.
Well, nobody had a better angle at this than Bruce Bochy. Even a better angle than the home plate umpire.
And that's not a great angle for us to tell whether that was a fair ball or not. Suzuki pounced right on it, though. Grabbed it as quick as he could.
I mean, the only thing it could have been, Dave, is foul down the third base line, as opposed to behind the plate.
And that's the call. Even if it hits there in foul ground behind home plate, as it spins forward, if Suzuki grabs it and it's in fair play, it's a fair ball. And that's how Estabrook saw it. Terrio now behind to the count 1-2. Terrio 0 for 2 in this game. You can see what Pagan might have been thinking. The Giants are down 3 runs. They need base runners. Try to get himself aboard, but that was a very quick first out for Strasburg here in the 5th. I think the Giants still, they're in this game. It's a 3-run lead. Terrio fouls off another pitch. And part of the goal for this Giants offense should be, let's get Strasburg out of the game. He's thrown 77 pitches. He's never gone more than 7 in any start all year.
Well, you know, a hit, a walk, you know, you just need to string together some good at bats.
Get a rally going. Terrio offered at that one. Estabrook made the call himself. Suzuki tags him out. And Mike Estabrook is not making a lot of friends at the moment with Giants fans, Giants players. Two down.
Well, it's basically the same as, I don't remember who the hitter was for the Nationals. It's a toss-up.
And I do think a good home plate umpire, if it's strike 3 that's in question, Sandoval hits a foul ball. You can't leave it up to an appeal play if the ball's in the dirt. You want to make that ruling right away so the hitter knows if he's got a chance to break for first. You don't know whether the catcher's going to block it or not. The hitter has to know he doesn't want to give himself up and just take off for first base. So I think a good home plate umpire will make that ruling himself as opposed to ask for help.
There's a ball laying out in Triples Alley and nobody wants to get it. So they're going to send the ball dude. Are you kidding me?
Wow.
Yeah, let's send the guy that's 65 years old, but let the 19-year-old just stand there.
Well, the teenager finally decided that he could go get it.
I mean, it was Larry Vanover who was pointing to our ball dude. Said, yeah. You know, Jamie, it's Jamie Ewad. Yeah, stop. Larry ought to run out there and get it, for crying out loud.
0-1 to Pablo. Ball 1.
Although it is a good ploy. Just start dropping some things out there and tire that guy out in center field.
Yeah. Oh, whoops. Lost another one out here. Sorry.
That would be the distance for our ball dude.
That's that changeup from Strasburg at 89 miles an hour. What a weapon that is. Sandoval 1 for 2 in the game, and I think he's looked pretty comfortable these last couple of games. This is his second start back off the DL. Good take there on the changeup again. 2-2.
Day off tomorrow and go get him in San Diego starting Friday night.
We've also seen summertime treat day game with the Ghirardelli Sundays.
So you think that's just a treat in the summertime?
Well, no, but I mean, for me, I think of, okay, it's hot outside today, hot, warm. It'd be a good time for it. I'm not.
So do you have a certain temperature where you don't want one of those?
Well, probably not, actually. 48 degrees. Give me one. There's ball 4. Pablo takes a walk.
Look, we're from Wisconsin. Those tasted good when it was 20 below.
It's the hot fudge that'll warm you up, right?
Oh, my goodness.
Very light touch with not much whipped cream at all there. 2 outs, but a base runner for Buster Posey. We've seen Kipe already in this game. Pablo Sandoval is very limited in terms of his ability to run, to move.
That's right. Buster Posey is going to have to hit this ball out of the park.
Hit it over the wall.
If Sandoval is going to score on a Buster Posey hit.
I mean, Pablo's hit would have been a double for anybody else, but taking it easy on the sore hamstring, it was a single. Oh, there's strike 2, fastball right there. I don't know if Posey was looking for something else. That's a pitch he usually likes. Pitch number 87 coming up here for Strasburg. Pitching with a 3-run lead. Ball 1. By the way, 2 outs in the 8th for Felix Hernandez. Perfect through 7 2/3. I think he got through Evan Longoria in that 8th inning. Not just a no-hitter, a perfect game going. Posey takes a ball.
It's not fair. They've already had one in that ballpark.
On the other side, Philip Humber for the White Sox pitched a perfect game against the Mariners already this year.
He's going to do it.
King Felix,
he's going to do it.
He is a hero up there. They love him for good reason. 2-2, and that curveball snaps in beautifully. Strike 3 called. Strasburg works around the walk. 5-2 Nationals.
City now it's time for the Coors Light Freeze Cam. It was Michael Morris. First pitch, top of the wall, gone. Well, wait a minute. Is it gone or not? It is not. Umpires got it right, and then Nationals wanted them to check, so they checked, and it's a double. Coors Light Freeze Cam brought to you by your Frost Brewed Coors Light, the world's most refreshing beer.
And then 2 pitches later, or something like that, he scored on the base hit from Worth.
Yes.
Jose Mijares into the game now to pitch for the Giants. First pitch to Lombardozzi. Leonard Pence puts it away. Lombardozzi makes it out for the first time in this game.
When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Tune-Up. Your oil change, tune-up, and smog experts. Jose Mijares. See the numbers combined with Kansas City and the Giants. He's having a good year. Left-hander is only hitting .213 off of Mijares.
Facing a lefty here in Bryce Harper. Ball 1. He will be very interested after the game to hear about his fellow countryman Felix Hernandez, whether he gets it done or not. Mijares also from Venezuela. 8 perfect innings now for the man they call King Felix up in Seattle. They're going to the bottom of the 8th. It's a 1-0 game. So that not only is it a perfect game, but the actual outcome of the game is on the line. Harper to the opposite field, hanging up for Blanco. 2 down. Once again, let's check in with Amy G.
All right, Dave and Dwayne, a fantastic announcement made today by the president of Comcast Sportsnet, Ted Griggs, and the Giant Senior VP, Mario Alioto, along with the Oakland A's. The 3 organizations all chipped in $5,000 for a total of $15,000 to donate to the Petaluma National Little League to help travel their families to Williamsport. They play tomorrow at 12 o'clock. And a quick note, if you live in Petaluma or nearby, tomorrow at the movie theaters on the Boulevard Cinemas, 12 o'clock, you can watch it on the big screen. $15. All the money goes to the kids. Guys?
All right, that is good news.
Yeah.
Got to buy those tickets fast, though.
I wonder if Amy's going to do a little play-by-play.
Could be.
On the big screen.
Grab the wireless mic in the theater.
Amy, you do play-by-play. We'll do sideline. Yeah. Okay.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
She told me yesterday she was aspiring to be a play-by-play broadcaster.
She could do it.
Strike 2 to Ryan Zimmerman. Mihara is trying to make this a quick 1-2-3 inning.
Hey, all you got to do is talk fast and make sense. And if you got kids, then you can do it.
That's it. That's the whole job.
That's it. Oh, you know a little bit about the game.
Oh, okay. Ball 2 to Ryan Zimmerman.
Trying to get Howard's attention here. I need some kettle corn.
Crazy legs.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, he's busy. Look, he's doing business.
Howard.
Yeah. Up here.
Look at Howard. Howard's spending a lot of time yapping here. Come on. Okay, baby. Give me the special kind. Look at he's checking it out, getting the special kind.
Yeah, yeah, dig in there.
Yeah.
Ah, there we go.
All right, the special kind, yeah.
You're paying. Are you going to share?
I'm sharing. Here you go, Howard. Atta baby. Atta boy, Howard. You got it, baby. Don't spend it all in one spot, Howard. Oh, now somebody wants me to give it to them.
They think it's some sort of joke. We're eating it. Ball 4 to Zimmerman.
All right, Dave Fleming. Do your twins need dates to the prom? Oh, so they got some. They got some twin boys there.
I guess so. That's some advanced planning. My twin daughters are 6, so we're really kind of looking down the road here, huh? And those 2 boys look to be about 1.
I think when it comes to dating and Dave with his daughters, it's no and heck no.
Hunter Pence makes the catch. So Pence says no to LaRoche. Sorry, Matthew, William Bauer, cute kids, but the answer is no.
No and heck no.
Baseball on Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area is brought to you by Jack in the Box. Get the All-American Jack Combo at Jack in the Box. It's a no-nonsense burger with fries and drink for only $4.99 plus tax at participating stores. And by GoPro, the world's most versatile HD camera. Be a hero. GoPro.
Beautiful day in San Francisco. The Nationals trying to take this series. Hunter Pence, I think he was fooled by that curveball.
A little bit.
Just a bit. Bottom of the 6th, 5-2 Nats.
Strasburg starting to throw it a little bit more.
Yeah, interesting. A lot of fastballs first time through. Now the 3rd time through the order, we're seeing that curveball. He struck out Posey on a beautiful curve to end the 5th. Pence got jammed there. But he's behind in the count now, 0-2.
This was the one that buckled Hunter Pence. Look out. When you're thinking out of the hand, it's a fastball and it's coming right at your helmet. Kind of a natural reaction if a guy throws 95.
0-2. Pence strikes out swinging. So he strikes out for the second time in the game. Well, you can subscribe to MLB.tv and take advantage of new low pricing. See every remaining Giants out of market game live online on your favorite device in HD quality. MLB.tv. Brandon Belt, who has a hit in 2 at-bats and has been a very hot hitter for the Giants. Trying to get this offense sparked again. Batting average up to 269. Giants fell behind 2-0, but a spirited rally in the second tied the game at 2. Belt was a part of it. AT&T Park was loud. Belt to left field, but not deep enough. Morse fighting that sun. It's a tough sun. A little wrestling match with that one, but he made the play. Belt is retired, 2 down. Yep, no problem.
Yep, he sweet spotted it though, right in the glove.
He did. And then hit the deck. Then afterward, he pointed up as if we didn't know exactly what the problem was.
If I'd have missed it, that was the reason.
Just to make sure. Here's Blanco. Forget the outcome of this game. Blanco needs a hit. Takes a pitch that gets by the catcher Suzuki, a fastball for ball 1. Blanco is 0 for his last 21. Melky Cabrera suspended for the remainder of the regular season, and the Giants are going to give. I'm sure the Giants themselves don't yet know exactly how they're going to patch this hole, but Blanco's going to take some of those Cabrera at bats. Ball 2. Gregor Blanco is having a spectacular early part of the season. It was huge for the Giants, but he is in a major slump. Here's a strike from Strasburg, pitch number 97. Could be that no matter what happens here, this will be his final inning. It's been about a 6-inning pitcher most of the year. Foul ball. Blanco had a pitch to hit there, fastball, but he fouled it off.
All right, ended up in a good place.
Two. Blanco lines that one into left center field. Well, Gregor Blanco, a much needed base hit, a 2-out single, and who knows, Blanco's got speed. Maybe we'll see him try to steal a bag.
Well, he waited very nicely.
You've got Crawford coming up, and Crawford has a hit and a walk against Strasburg.
Well, you never know what at bat or what swing will get you going, but he's had back-to-back good at bats now. And Blanco should be pleased with that swing.
Yeah, you can feel pretty good about it if you're doing that against Strasburg. Crawford rolls that one and snatching it, Lombardozzi. Nice play to throw out Crawford. The Giants are retired. John Miller's coming up back to join Kipe here. It is 5-2 Washington.
When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Tune-Up. Your oil change, tune-up, and smog experts. It's Santiago Casilla, and those are his numbers. As Casilla comes in to face Michael Morris. John Miller is back. As Casilla is the 4th pitcher for Bruce Bochy. And that pitch runs up and in.
And meanwhile, up in Seattle on the out-of-town scoreboard, King Felix has retired the first 2 hitters in the 9th inning and is 1 out away from another perfect game. Matt Cain had the one 2 months and 2 days ago.
Two 2-0 now to Morris.
Looks like Sean Rodriguez, the 9th place hitter, is all that stands between Hernandez and a perfect game.
I was telling Dave, one every month and a half, 2 months. There's a strike to Morris. Also, that would be the second one in that ballpark.
And Philip Umber pitched one against the Mariners for the White Sox in late April.
2-1 to Michael Morris. On the ground to short. Crawford on the backhand. Good strong throw. All right, let's check out our McDonald's True Stories on August 15th, 2005. Randy Wynn put on a show as he became the first Giant to hit for the cycle since Jeff Kent did it in May of '99. After singling in the first, Wynn hit his third home run in the 3rd frame, then doubled in the 4th, tripled in the 6th to complete the cycle. August 15th, 2005.
And August 15th, 2012, Felix Hernandez has just pitched a perfect game. He struck out Sean Rodriguez looking on a ball on the inside corner.
And it sure did look like a strike.
It did. That's the first perfect game any Mariners pitcher has ever thrown, and only the 23rd, of course, in the entire history of Major League Baseball.
So Matt Cain has to hand the crown to King Felix as the last to do it.
The Mariners also had a no-hitter earlier this year that 5 or 6 different pitchers pitched in. Kevin Millwood was the starter and had to leave the game after 6 innings with a groin injury. 3rd time there's been a perfect game pitch against the Tampa Bay Rays.
Oh, that's not good.
And I think it's the 3rd time in the last 3 seasons.
I think it is.
Felix Hernandez. It's not real surprising that he would do it eventually. One of the best pitchers in the game.
In tight to Worth, and that's a 4-pitch walk.
So it was Burley in 2009, and then Dallas Braden just across the bay from here with the Athletics, who had a perfecto against Tampa Bay. Nobody pitched a perfect game against the Rays the whole season last year. And now, so that's 3 times in the last 4 years that they have had a perfect game thrown against them.
Here's Espinoza. Espinoza digs it out. That's going to be into the corner. And it bounces off of archway number 2. It'll be a double as the throw goes into second. And Casilla now has put runners on second and third. A walk and a double with only 1 out. These are the add-on runs that will put a team out of it. And that's what Casilla is going to try to avoid. Here's Suzuki.
The Tampa Bay club, until just recently, was pretty hot. They were making a strong run for a postseason berth in that American League East. But not doing it so much with their offense, but with great pitching.
Great pitching. Infield in. Buster Posey does everything he can to keep that close, and I think he did that with his bare hand.
Javier Lopez down to the Giants bullpen.
Yeah, Casilla's had a lingering blister problem. And the problem with that is it just never feels right. Even when it heals, you get a little bit more thickness, or maybe it's not quite thick enough, that layer of skin. There's Javier Lopez now starting to get loose. So the one out walk to Worth, and then Espinosa with a double. Espinosa with 8 hits in this 3-game series.
Well, we're talking about that perfect game up at Seattle. Second perfect game there this year. Our award-winning director, Jim Lynch, directed the first one that Umber pitched.
Pagan catching, Worth tagging, and the throw will go to third. It's 6-2. A sacrifice fly for Suzuki.
Well, now ordinarily in a spot where Casilla would be wanting to get a strikeout, you'd figure that he'd have a good shot to get it because he's got that kind of stuff. But he doesn't seem to have that kind of stuff today, or maybe the command of that stuff anyway.
Having a hard time throwing the ball where he wants to throw it. Here's Chad Tracy, a pinch hitter. Blocked again by Buster Posey. It's 1 ball and no strikes. See it for the first half of the season in that closer role. Got 24 saves. Swinging a bouncing ball foul in front of the Nationals dugout, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. So Strasburg threw an even 100 pitches. Tracy hitting .281. And I saw a lot of Chad Tracy with the Arizona Diamondbacks. Low. 2 balls and 1 strike. Lopez still throwing in the Giants bullpen. Espinosa with his lead at second. Hit right at Crawford. Crawford will make the play to Belt. And that'll end the inning. Giants have some work to do. They trail by 4.
game. Well, after a very difficult loss Monday night, Tuesday night, Madison Bumgarner took the hill and gave the Giants exactly what they needed. It's our AT&T U-verse reverse replay this afternoon. Bumgarner simply stellar, recording a complete game. It's his second this season and second of his career. He's now gone the distance against two first-place teams, of course, the Nationals and the Cincinnati Reds. Dwayne?
All right, thanks, Amy. Here it's a 6-2 ball game. When it's time for a change, think Speedy. Oil change and tune-up. Your oil change tune-up and smog experts. And it's going to be Ryan Matthews who will be on the mound facing the pinch hitter, Marco Scutaro. And the first pitch is low. So Scutaro leaves Bruce Bochy with one player left on the bench, and that would be Hector Sanchez. Scutaro having a fine season. Combined Rockies Giants. 1 ball and 1 strike. Top of the order with Pagan on deck. Driven to left. Back is Morris, said he's going to reach up and make the catch.
Wednesday, September the 5th. Mark that day down. It's Yoga Day at AT&T Park. In partnership with Grammy-winning musician Michael Franti and premier yoga teacher Janet Stone. There's a special event package including access to a private 8 a.m. on-field yoga session. So you could do your downward-facing dogs right here at AT&T Park. You'll also get a Giants yoga mat and a ticket to the game that night with the D-backs. Partial proceeds to benefit Power to the Peaceful. sfgiants.com/special events for Yoga Day, September the 5th.
And then here's Pagan. Pagan is 0 for 3. He tried to bunt his way on in the 5th and was thrown out. "11 hits for the Nationals, 4 hits for the Giants." Strasburg threw 100 pitches and allowed 2 runs in 6 innings. He walked 4 and he struck out 7.
And by his standards, I'm sure from what they've seen of him in the past, they look at it as kind of a ragged start in some ways.
Yeah, they like to see obviously fewer walks. He did start to use the breaking ball from about the 4th or 5th inning on, and he got some strikeouts with that. And the 2-2 to Pagan is low, 3-2. Lincecum win 4 innings. Gave up a home run to Danny Espinosa. Pagan stays alive by dribbling this one foul.
And that one was not just the backbreaker, I think, of his day, but also the kind of pitch that he's made more than we've ever seen in the past. He had 2 strikes, and you wondered about the thought process for that pitch anyway, away, but maybe instead of missing a little bit off the outside, it was a little bit more over the plate.
This is lined to right, and it's Worth who puts it away. So 2 outs.
But also coming in an inning where there was a ball to right center that perhaps should have been caught. A little confusion between Pagan and Pence, and Pagan, the captain of the outfield, the center fielder, stopped on the ball when he might have had a chance to keep going and make the catch. Otherwise, that inning would have been over before Espinosa ever came to the plate. And that's been sort of part of Lincecum's season too. Things like that.
In a lot of ways, you're right. Here's Terrio, swing and a miss. No balls and 1 strike. But in other years, he always did such a great job of whatever mistakes that were made behind him, it didn't matter.
Yeah.
0-2. Sandoval would hit if Theriot reaches. Bottom of the 7th. Out of play. Club level. This was the ball that John's talking about. It was hit in between Pence and Pagan. For whatever reason, it just did not look like Pagan saw it very well.
Now, would he have caught it if he hadn't had that little stutter step in there? I don't know.
We don't know.
But I think they would like to have found out.
One and 2. The pitch. On the ground to third. Zimmerman. Side retired. 8th inning coming up. John Miller will do the play-by-play. 6-2 Nationals.
Deck? No way!
All right, let's check out our Toyota game summary brought to you by your local Toyota dealer. Espinosa has hurt the Giants in this series. Strasburg was good today. Melky Cabrera found out before the ball game that he is going to be suspended 50 games by Major League Baseball. And Brandon Crawford in this series, the Giants have scored 10 runs. Brandon Crawford has knocked in 5 of those 10. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Tune-Up. Your oil change tune-up and smog experts. Javier Lopez on the hill. He's going to do the pitching. John Miller's going to do the play-by-play.
So Lopez is the 5th pitcher of the afternoon used by the Giants. Lombardozzi's a switch hitter. And he takes a called strike. He's had a single, a double, and a single in his first 3 trips in that order. Started the 2-run first inning rally with his first hit of the day. Marco Scutero now at second. On the run, Blanco over his head. And Lombardozzi has his 4th hit of the game. He had a 3-hit game here on Monday, and he clobbered that ball against Lopez for his 4th hit in this one. Two singles, 2 doubles for Lombardozzi. I think he's a better hitter than his old man was.
Well, today, you're right. He had 3 hits in the first game. And then the Giants shut him down in 3 at-bats yesterday.
But not today. Now Bryce Harper, and he takes a ball down and away.
Still doesn't have more hits than Danny Espinosa in this series. Espinosa's got 8.
Espinosa had a 4-hit game 1 and 2 hits last night and 2 more today. Actually, Lombardozzi's dad, I remember him coming up with the Minnesota Twins.
Sure.
And that's when they said, we got to have better defense in the middle infield. And he was part of that. I think Greg Gagne was his running mate at shortstop. And they were very good. Very good tandem in the middle infield on some excellent Twins teams in the 80s. That ball foul tipped into Buster's glove. 1 ball and 2 strikes. And I don't think he was a bad hitter. He was not a switch hitter, though, like his son. And I think he had a little power, too. I occasionally would hit a home run. And he was on those Twins teams with Kent Herbeck and Kirby Puckett, Tom Brunansky, Gary Gaetti.
They were good.
That was a really good club year after year. And the former Giant went there around one of those years after starting here, Dan Gladden.
Yep.
Buster got hit with this foul ball. Ouch. Oh, man.
Left shoulder. No. Somewhere in between the wrist and the elbow.
Forearm, yeah.
Somewhere where it's not protected.
One and 2. He drops down. Gives him the full Monty. And Buster didn't know where the ball went. He had actually blocked it and kept it in front of him. But he thought that he hadn't. And over to third base goes Lombardozzi.
Well, let's see if this even was touched by Buster Posey.
Oh, so it got the umpire. Buster was right. It got by him. And yet, with the umpire having it hit him, it really did not get by Buster.
If the catcher believes that ball is going to go to the backstop, and why wouldn't you? If you know you didn't knock it down, Buster Posey did what you're supposed to do. Turn around quickly, because that ball sometimes bounces right back at you.
Now the infield moves in. Runner at third, and Harper is down on strikes. 1 away.
All right, let's check out our Chevron pitching matchups for the Friday ball game in San Diego. It'll be Matt Cain against Ross Ohlendorf. Cain in his 23 starts, 11-5, 2.99 ERA. Ohlendorf, on the other hand, 12 games, 8 starts, 4-3 with a 6.41 ERA. You can check out that game in Comcast Sportsnet area at 6:30. Pregame live. That's when pregame live will be, and that'll be game 1 of the series.
Now walking Zimmerman, the right-handed hitter, which will set up a possible ground ball double play, and it also brings up Adam LaRoche, the left-handed hitter, which is the percentage that really does seem to favor Javier Lopez.
Well, Lopez, put it this way, if he weren't in the game facing LaRoche, he would be put in the game to face LaRoche.
That's right. By the way, coming into this game, left-handed hitters were hitting .206 against Lopez. That's gone down after he struck out Bryce Harper. Right-handed hitters were hitting .417, and that's gone up a little bit after the double by Lombardozzi. Giants have action in their bullpen meanwhile. LaRoche is the RBI leader for the Nats, and he takes a called strike. LaRoche in this game has had an infield hit and a run scored, a double and a run scored. That was that ball that we showed out in the right center that perhaps should have been caught. He's also grounded out to first and flied out to shallow right. He's 2 for 4. That's a strike, and quickly it's 0-2. For LaRoche, He has had 4 previous at-bats in his career against Javier Lopez, and they all had exactly the same result. He struck out all 4 of them. And he's behind here 0-2. A little bit low. Maybe that's his best strategy. Just don't swing when facing Javier Lopez. It's a big spot in the game here. The Giants middle infield double play depth, or maybe not such a big spot in the game. Big spot in the inning, at least from Lopez's point of view. First and third, 1 out. And he strikes him out for the 5th straight time. More of the same. It's been Groundhog Day for Adam LaRoche whenever he's had to face Javier Lopez.
Zonage is zonage.
And now Bruce Bochy is going to bring in Clay Hensley for the bullpen with Michael Morse coming up. First and third, 2 down. We'll be right back. Sportsnet, part of the NBC Sports Group. I'm John Miller with Dwayne Kuiper and Kuip. The Giants with runners at first and third here, already down 6-2. Bring in the veteran right-hander Clay Hensley.
Yeah, they need Hensley to get an out here in the 8th, keep this deficit at 4. And Hensley coming in. This will be appearance number 50. So Bruce Bochy has used them a lot. And he'll be facing the very dangerous Michael Morse.
And the Nationals, meanwhile, have action going in their bullpen. A left-hander getting ready. Lombardozzi at third, Zimmerman at first. And Belt will play on the bag at first. Big, strong Michael Morse at the plate. Off the end of the bat. Shallow left center. And Pagan. 1 pitch, and the inning is over. Pablo Sandoval, Posey and Pence coming up.
2, presented by Ligo Sardines. You need a special ticket package. You're going to get to go to a party. You get a T-shirt. It's just going to be a blast. For tickets, call 415-972-2298 or visit sfgiants.com/special events. It's a 6-2 lead for the Nationals when it's time for a change. Think Speedy oil change and tune-up, your oil change, tune-up, and smog experts. It's the lefty. It's Sean Burnett, and he's a good one.
And Burnett comes in as part of a double switch as he throws a called strike to Pablo Sandoval. Pablo, in his second start since coming back from the disabled list, he has not had much of a shot batting right-handed, and he singles to left field here. The new left fielder, Roger Bernardina, picks it up. Pablo has a 2-for-3 game plus a walk. Third time he's been on base.
Giants are looking for that magical 8th inning that they've had a few of over the last week or so. My first game and her 71st birthday. All right, good combination.
Here's Buster Posey. He has walked and scored a run. And then Strasburg struck him out twice. And Burnett, with that across the body kind of delivery, throws a called strike to Buster. Pablo, by the way, had only had 2 at-bats as a right-handed hitter included in his 3-game rehab assignment. But he rips out a base hit on the first at-bat here against Burnett. He fouled out the other night as a pinch hitter batting right-handed and only had the 1 at-bat in 3 games with San Jose over the weekend. So that was part of the question, was how would he be batting right-handed?
Right.
1-2 now to Buster Posey. Last night Burnett came on in the 8th inning, and although there were no runs charged to his record, he had a very difficult go of it. Gave up a couple of hits. There was an error committed behind it. But he's having an outstanding year, coming in with a 1.79 ERA. And he's a guy who does not walk people. Before this game, 45 1/3 innings pitched, only 9 walks allowed. Base hit to right field along the line. Yes. Just fair. Pablo to third. Posey with a double. And the Giants have something going now in the 8th inning with Hunter Pence coming up.
You know, Buster Posey's ability to go the other way on a pitch that was about 6 inches off the plate. And it's not that he hit it that well, but he used the old extendo bat and poked it down the right field line. In his mind, too close to take.
Nobody out. Runners at second and third. Hunter Pence has walked and scored a run and twice struck out. And called a strike on a ball that may have been a little bit off the outside as well.
Well, that's why Buster Posey swung at it.
Right back to Burnett. He looks Pablo back to third and then throws out Hunter Pence. Pablo got a little too far afield over there, and he not only froze, he made a headlong dive back to third base when Burnett shot him a glance.
Well, the Giants don't want Pablo to be doing a whole lot of this, but the fact that Burnett squares up after he releases really gave him an opportunity to grab that.
Now Brandon Belt, who has singled, grounded to first and flied out to left. Infield backed up, normal depth. And it's 0-1. Belt, 16 hits in his last 33 at-bats, including his base hit in the 2nd inning of this game. But quickly it's 0-2.
And they're going to stay underneath the hands of Brandon Belt and see if he can adjust.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Bell overall against left-handed pitching, hitting .239 coming into this game. When he got hot, it was primarily against right-handed pitching. Although in the past he's shown himself to be pretty tough against lefties too. A slider, and it's smothered in the dirt by Suzuki, way off the outside. 2-2. Gregor Blanco, another lefty on deck. The Giants don't have any versatility on the bench. You only had a 3-man bench, and the only non-pitcher still available is the backup catcher, Hector Sanchez. He struck him out. Two down. And that leaves it to Blanco. The Giants got a big hit from Brandon Crawford in the second inning against Steven Strasburg with the bases loaded. And they really had not had another chance to score since then. They've never got another runner past first base since the second inning until now. But Burnett gets Pence on the comebacker, Belt on the strikeout, and there's a called strike to Blanco, who was struck out, lined out to short, and singled to left. Blanco inserted in the lineup late. The original lineup had Melky Cabrera's name in it. Then it came out that the commissioner's office had suspended him for the violation. Lombardozzi. Not in time. Lombardozzi made a great stab, and then the throw was not a good one. And a lot of arguing going on out there. Davey Johnson, the manager, is going to get involved. Sandoval has scored. Posey to third, and it's 6-3, and the inning goes on. But Davey's going to have his say with Larry Vanover first.
There's a lot going on at first base. First of all, nice play by Lombardozzi. His throw is a little bit wide, and pretty clear that Blanco got to the bag. Now, whether he touched it or not, that's another story.
Well, if he touched it, he kicked the side. It's hard to say from there with all the dust. He definitely beat the throw to the bag.
Yep, absolutely.
Whether he actually touched the bag
remains to be seen.
And we may never see it. It's 0-1 to Crawford, who had knocked in the only other Giants runs.
You see Blanco, he can get down the line in a hurry. He decided at the last second to go into the slide.
0-2 to Crawford. Usually you don't see a guy slide like that. If they slide it first, it's a head first dive.
Yep.
And usually what they teach in the minor leagues is just run through the bag. That's your fastest way to get there. And to beat the throw, it's clear to the umpire that you beat it. 1-2.
Now Crawford all of a sudden now represents the tying run. One more look at the throw.
He doesn't have to stay in the bag, of course, first base. Just hit it. And there was nothing we saw that said clearly, well, he never did, but did he actually touch it? Nothing that we saw clearly said that he did either. Now, maybe right there you saw it. He got a hit and an RBI. And that's all the Giants get. The infield single netted them a run. They're trailing 6-3 on to the ninth.
5 p.m. on Chronicle Live. Log on to sfgiants.com/CSN Bay Area.
Well, we're in the ninth inning now. 6-3, the Nationals leading the Giants. It was billed as the intriguing matchup between the two-time Cy Young Award winner Tim Lincecum and the up-and-coming young star pitcher Steven Strasburg. Lincecum was not around long. 4 difficult innings, 4 runs allowed, 96 pitches thrown. Strasburg, not as overpowering as he's been, but plenty powerful enough. The Nationals leading down. Of course, the whole day ended up being more about Melky Cabrera's suspension. The Giants losing their third-place hitter and all-star MVP, and the Milkman suspended and out for the rest of the regular season anyway. So ninth inning, here's Dwayne.
Second pitch to Worth is outside. 2 balls and no strikes. Twelve hits for the Nationals this afternoon. And the 2-0 pitch to Worth, and he hits this one on the ground to short. 1 out here in the ninth.
That's Tyler Clippard that we saw getting ready in the Washington bullpen. There he is, number 36, the closer. Drew Storen was the closer last year and had 43 saves, but opened the year in the disabled list. And Clippard, who was a top setup man in the league, one of the best last year. And eventually they moved him to closer, and he was the guy who was able to get it done. He was not their first choice, but they liked him so much in that setup role.
Here's Espinoza. And belt high strike. Storen, who pitched the 8th inning last night, gave up 4 runs in 1/3 of an inning. Here's the 0-1 to Espinoza. Espinoza got hit in the shoulder by a pitch in the first inning from Lincecum, then hit a home run in the 3rd. Struck out in the 5th, doubled in the 7th. Swing and a miss. 1-2. The Nationals really did not skip a beat when they lost Ian Desmond to an injury. Some birthday parties here at the ballpark. Down the middle. Okay, let's get off. 1-2 pitch. Here it is to Espinoza, and it's in the dirt. Well, stay tuned for the post-game wrap. That's coming up in just a bit, and also talk about the game with Murph and Mac tomorrow morning on KMBR 680. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Espinoza nearly got hit for the second time as he just backed up enough to get out of the way. Suzuki to follow for the Giants in their half of the 9th inning. They will have Scudero, Pagan, and then their only bench player left, and that would be Hector Sanchez. And that's hooked foul. Look out. So ball dude. Jamie Owood. Look out. Stay right behind that screen and don't move. Foul again. Another opportunity.
Well, this is a good one.
Here we go. Oh, yep. Stay down. Oh, hey. Stay on your feet. Stay on your feet. That's what we're talking about. See, you turn your ankle and the ball is 40 feet away.
I thought there was going to be an easy chance for him.
3 balls and 2 strikes.
I hope there's an ambulance close by.
Got him. Espinosa strikes out. First strikeout for Hensley, and here's Suzuki.
42,133, the sellout crowd at AT&T Park. It's 145 consecutive sellouts in this ballpark. Giants are well past 2.5 million in their home attendance this year. 20 dates still to go. Giants now have the longest consecutive sellout streak going in their home ballpark in the National League after the Phillies sellout streak ended. The Phillies had a long one, the longest in the game right now, the Boston Red Sox at Fenway Park. And the Giants, it would be another several years before the Giants could catch that record.
Crawford to his left has it. He will step and throw, and that'll end the inning. Work to do for the Giants. They need 3 to tie and 4 to head home. Tonight at 6, right here in Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area. It'll be Dave Benz and Dave Feldman. The future after the Melky suspension, Jamie Sire with the Giants' reaction, and Victor Conte's thoughts. (6-3) Nationals. And the new pitcher is Tyler Clippard. He is the closer for these Nationals.
For a while they were using Henry Rodriguez as sort of a classic closer style of pitcher. Shows 100 miles an hour and a little bit wild, but he really was struggling in the role, and finally they went with Clippard, and Clippard is the guy that really stuck as the closer. He's had 24 saves since he took over the role. Tough to hit. 53 in the third innings, only 32 hits allowed. And in 53 in the third innings, 65 strikeouts. The collective batting average against him by all the hitters who faced him this year is 169.
So here's Scudero, who came in on a double switch in the 7th inning. He lined the ball to the left fielder at that time, Morse. And he takes a called strike. Many people here at the park felt that might have been high. There's Pagan, and then it'll be Hector Sanchez. And the 0-1 to Scudero. Threw everybody into the backstop. Strasburg started, went 6. The 1-1 to Scudero. 2 balls and a strike.
Patience is a virtue against a guy like Clippard. We told you how tough he is to hit, but he can be wild, and he's averaging 4 walks per 9 innings, and that's rather high. So he might issue some walks if you let him.
And a bullet foul. Scott Kinder down the third base line.
Yeah, very good. He was excited, wasn't he?
Not that excited.
That's a 15-yard penalty. No, this guy was excited for catching the ball.
Very excited, yeah.
15-yard penalty, isn't it, for excessive celebrating?
Absolutely. Scudero center field. On the move is Harper, and Harper will put it away. And Scudero, 2 at-bats. Good at-bats. This is a nice play. Not bad when you're wearing your golf shoes.
He jumped up, threw his hands over his head.
Here's Pagan. Pagan 0 for 4. Shaves the outside corner for a call strike. Hector Sanchez on deck. Hit on the ground to second. Lombardozzi was shaky but makes the play. 2 outs.
What happened to Pagan's hot streak?
Oh boy, got off to that roll in Colorado. Giants looking for a base runner with Hector Sanchez at the plate. We had a great at bat on Sunday in that wild inning where the Giants came back against the Rockies. A pinch hit double. Some big at bats. I suppose he had that long at bat. Hunter Pence hit the home run, but Bruce Bochy said none of that might have happened if it hadn't been for Hector Sanchez. Oh, and 2.
Well, if he can get aboard somehow, the Giants have big hitters coming up. Pablo Sandoval on deck, Posey after him. But at the moment, there's Pablo in the on-deck circle. At the moment, the only hope for the Giants is that Hector Sanchez can get those guys up.
Get on any way you can. And this is get on the ground into right field, a base hit. So there you go.
Not a bad at bat there either after starting at 0-2.
You got to hang in there, and he did. So here you're right. You get Sandoval up, he gets on, and then you got Buster Posey, who would represent the tying run.
And down by 3 in the 9th, and then down by 3 in the 9th with 2 down and nobody on. That would be sort of a best case scenario that they would even get that chance.
Sandoval, couple hits today. Sanchez is going to go, and Sandoval will take a strike. The difference for Sanchez
If they scored that as a steal, it would have been his first.
The look to second by Clippard. He looks again. Low. Posey getting loose on deck. 1 ball and 1 strike. Wide, 2-1. So with each pitch, the plot thickens. That pitch was pretty close. Two and one. Out of play, so now it's 2-2. And that may have been ball 3.
Fan caught that one in the upper deck, barehanded, wearing a curly W on his hat.
And he did the smart thing. He gave it up.
I don't believe that woman even knew who he was until he caught that ball.
Just met. 2-2. This should do it. It's LaRoche calling. And he dropped it. And the Giants are still alive.
The sun and the wind. And what do you call that when a guy starts staggering like that?
It's the old pop-up dance. And here's the pop-up dance. Watch the feet. So it'll be an error. Sanchez scores. And now Buster Posey gets a shot.
Man, Clippard just thought this game was over. Yep. Pablo thought it was over. Everybody thought it was over. But the wind, which has picked up a little bit here in the later afternoon, that and the harsh glare of the sun, and the Giants have a break. An extra breath of life.
Sandoval is going to go. And it's up and in to Posey. 1 ball and no strikes. $19 home runs on the year for Buster Posey. He's 1 for 3 in this game. He doubled on the right field line in the 8th inning. That is a high strike, and the reaction from the Giants dugout was they didn't agree with it.
And I think Estabrook's been pretty steady with that high strike, though, or at least he's called a lot of them.
Blocked by Suzuki. The run at second doesn't mean anything. The only thing it means is he has to stay on the bases. Here's the pitch that the dugout reaction in the background.
Up at the letters from that shot.
Two and one to Posey. Two and two.
And that swing likely a direct result of that call on the pitch before. So if you see that, if you're Tyler Clippard, you just throw another one up at the letters.
He's got another pitch to work with. 2-2. And that's it. As Suzuki hangs on, and that's the ball game. So the Nationals take 2 out of 3. They win today behind Steven Strasburg.